Okay, so we are continuing on with the review sheet. We're on question number 12. Okay, so question 12 says, parabola has a vertex of 0, 0, directrix is y equals 10. I want to know what is the equation. So 12, 13, 14, and 15, they're all basically the same problem. They just give you different information for the most part. Okay, so we look at number 12. If you remember, the first thing we do, and if you can't answer this, you might want to jot it down. What's the first thing we do with these types of problems after we read them?
Draw them.
Draw a picture. Okay, draw a picture. That's the first thing you do. When they start talking about focus and vertex and directrix and all that stuff, draw a picture. Okay, so put this down here so they can see a little bit better. Okay, so we have the vertex of 0, 0, and directrix is y equals 10. So 0, 0 is right there. Y equals 10. You gotta draw it. You gotta draw it right. Okay, y equals up 10, and the directrix. Do we draw a dot there?
Nope.
It is a line across that axis. Okay, so this parabola's gotta open down. It's gotta open down, and you've got to know that the focus is inside the parabola, inside the cup. The vertex is not inside of it. Okay, so it's gonna open down, but it doesn't go like this. It's gonna go like that. Okay. So our equation, remember there's two different types of equations. It's either y equals x squared or x equals y squared. Up and down or y equals x squared. Y equals ax squared. And we know something about a. It's got to be negative something. Negative something because it's going down. But negative what? Well, here's where we need to use the other formula. On Friday, we used the formula negative b over 2a. That's where you find the vertex when you have two x's. The other formula is a equals 1 over 4p. You got to have both of those memorized, okay? So, we got to find out what a is. We know it's negative something, but we don't know negative what. In case we forgot what p is the distance from the vertex to the directrix or the vertex to the focus. And they don't ask you for the focus. You could find out, though. It would be 0, negative 10, but you don't need to actually put that down there. I mean, you can do it, but it's not you don't need to know it. So a equals 1 over 4 times, well, 10. So 1 over 40. So y equals 1/40 x squared. Which is wrong, by the way. What did I forget? Negative. Make it negative, because it's opening down. Okay? Any question on that one?
Wait, why do you have to make it?
Because it's opening down.
Oh, yeah.
We knew it was negative something, we just didn't know what. 13. We have x equals negative 1/12 y squared. X equals 1/12 y squared. Okay, so this time they gave us the equation and they asked us for the focus and the directrix. Now, the vertex is 0, 0 because we didn't move it at all because there's no adding or subtracting on this one, okay? So, you didn't already figure this out after the first test. Will there be a parabola that has a vertex that's not 0, 0?
Yes. Well, not on these.
Not on this one.
But there is.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out. Okay. So, in this case, I'm going to just draw a really quick ugly graph here. How does this one open? Up, down, left, or right?
Up. No, down, because it's negative.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
No,
whoa.
to the right, because it's x and
Okay, we only got one option left. You said up, down, right. Now it's got to be left. Okay. X. So it starts off with x. So you better be what or what? Left or right. And this is x is negative to the left. That's okay. You got it on your fourth choice. Okay, it's going to the left. Okay, x is negative to the left. Okay, so our focus is over here somewhere. How far over did I go? I don't know. Something. And my directrix is over here somewhere. Now, I don't know how far I went, but this distance and this distance are supposed to be the same. If you draw it and they don't look like they're the same distance, I'm not going to mark you wrong. I didn't ask you to draw it. You know, I just want to know what is the focus, what is the directrix. But we're drawing it to help us out. Okay, it's easier if you make them look kind of similar. Well, we know what A is. A is 1/12. Now, if you're going, well, I thought it was negative 1/12. The negative just tells you it's going to the left. You don't really need the negative. Okay, so 1/12 is A. A is 1/12 equals 1 over 4p. Now, I'm hoping you guys can figure out p in your head. The tops are the same.
The bottoms.
Bottoms are the same. So 4p has to be the same as 12, so P has to be 3. 4 times 3, which is 12. Now, if we stop there, you don't get full credit. You've done all the hard stuff, just finish it out. This distance is 3. This distance is 3. So, that point is 3 to the left, so that's the point, negative 3, 0. So focus is negative 3, 0, 3 to the left. And this distance is 3 to the right. It's a vertical line. You've got to memorize that vertical lines are of the form x equals whatever it is. Well, they went 3 to the right, so x equals 3. Horizontal lines are the form y equals something. Vertical lines are of the form x equals something. Okay? Question on that one? It's just working backwards. Here they give us the vertex and focus and ask us for the equation. There they give us the equation, ask us for the vertex and focus and directrix and all that. Okay, next one. Number 14. Okay, what's 14 say? Okay, the vertex is 0, 0. And what else do they give us? Focus is 0, negative 8. Okay, they want to know what is the equation. Okay, so again, we draw a picture. Vertex is 0, 0. And you've got to be able to plot points right. I'm not making fun here, but every year I have at least 1 or 2 students, they mess up on their graph because they're plotting points wrong. 0, negative 8. Is that 8 to the left? It's not 8 left. That's negative 8, 0. 0, negative 8 is down 8. So this parable's got to open what?
That's the focus.
It's got to open down. Focus is in the cup. It's got to open down. So is this x equals y squared or y equals x squared? Y equals something x squared, and we know a's got to be negative because it's going down. Negative something. Okay, negative something. So a is 1 over 4p. And do we know p this time? Sure, it's 8. So 1 over 4 times 8, which is 1 over 32. So y equals 1/32 x squared.
How is it 8? Because of the negative?
Smell like smoke.
Distance of 8.
Oh, okay.
Smell like smoke here.
That's wrong, by the way.
That would be negative.
Negative y, one word.
Smell.
Because it goes down.
Go down. It's going to be negative 1/32. Okay? Maybe you might want to do this. As soon as you draw it, I'm not saying you have to do it, but you might want to say, put negative there. It's negative something, otherwise you might forget to do it. Okay? You don't have to do that, just don't. It's going to be negative something. Is the rest of this school this cold, or is this my classroom? Holy smokes.
Honestly, it's not cold here. Like yesterday.
Well, you're not next to the
On
window.
Friday, it was freezing.
Okay.
I have a t-shirt on. It's not that bad.
It ain't warm.
It's a snow sweater.
I'm warm-blooded and I'm kind of chilly. Okay, 15.
It has a snow
Okay.
sweater.
Christmas!
Focus is 0, 9.
It's snow.
Directrix is y equals negative 9. Okay, so again, we're on another equation. This time they give us the focus and the directrix. Okay, so let's draw a picture. 0, 9 is up 9. Y equals negative 9 is down 9, but we draw a line across it. Okay. So this one's got to open how? Up. And it looks like the vertex is 0, 0. Are we certain it's 0, 0? Yeah, because this is 9 up, this is 9 down. It's not close to 9 up or close to 9 down. It's exactly 9 up and 9 down, because that's what I told you. 0, 9, and y equals negative 9. So, this one's going to be y equals or x equals? Y equals something x squared. Are we going to put a negative on our answer on this one like we did the other two? No, this is going up. It's going to be positive something. Positive something. A is 1 over 4p. We know that p is what? 9. 1 over 4 times 9, which is 1 over 36. Y equals 136 x squared. And don't make it negative. You only make it negative if they open down or to the left.
Did you ever find an example for why we would have a sideways parabola?
Side words?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it when I told you that.
First day, didn't he?
No, the first day he said that he would find a real life example.
No, he gave him an example. I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't good enough or whatever.
He gave
Ouch!
he gave an example,
like he said
but he
that
said
it
he
didn't
wanted
make
it more in
sense.
depth.
Okay.
Cause you said,
I'll get back to you on that. Of
said
course, I said
something
that
about
before.
money or something like that.
Yeah, he gave an example of up and down, and then he said he went to do the sideways one.
No, he gave an example.
I'll get back to you on that, which is what I said last time.
Well, just like
I'll keep saying it.
last day of school had chaos. So anyway, sideways parabola.
Side-
Go.
Alright.
I'll get back to you on that next.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you next year in this class, 'cause I'm sure you'll be here again, the same class.
Oh. Gotcha. I don't-
No, you think I'm gonna fail him? He's passing, man. There ain't no way he's failing this class. I don't want him in here again. That's like Donnie. Donnie wasn't gonna, no worries about failing my class. I want him out of here. Donnie's a good kid. Okay, now just so you guys realize, we just went through all those questions that have focus and vertex and directrix and all that stuff. They all had vertex of 0, 0. So, are you gonna have any of those types of questions with a vertex not 0, 0 on your test?
Nope.
No, you don't have to worry about those, okay? You don't have to worry about those. Number 16, vertex is 2, 3. Goes through the point 5, 11. I want to know what's this equation, okay? So, we've learned vertex form and we learned intercept form. Which one do you think that we should use, vertex form or intercept form? Vertex, why?
Because it gave us vertex.
Gave us the vertex. So vertex form is y equals a. And our vertex is 2, 3. We're going to put x minus 2. What's the very next thing I need to put? Squared. Don't forget the squared. Then plus 3. Now, the vertex here is 2, 3. What if a was 7? What's the vertex? 2, 3. What if the vertex was negative 4? Vertex is still 2, 3. There's an infinite number of parabolas that have a vertex of 2, 3. Question?
What's the vertex form without the numbers in there?
Well, you're always going to have y equals some number, x, either plus or minus something squared, and then either plus or minus some number. It's opposite, same. Okay? So, there's an infinite, if I keep plugging in different numbers for a, my vertex doesn't change. It's still 2, 3. It's always opposite, same. For vertex, it's opposite, same. Now, we're going to deal with this in a couple minutes. When it's intercept form, it's not opposite, same. It's opposite, opposite. Okay, you got to have that memorized. So how are we going to find out what a is? What haven't we used yet? 511. That's an x, that's a y. So we plug in for y, 11 equals a, 5 for x, minus 2 squared, plus 3. We plug in our vertex, then we plug in our other point. Then we clean it up. 11 equals, I'm going to skip a couple steps here. I'm going to write 9a. Where the heck did 9 come from? Yes, ma'am.
5 minus 2 squared.
5 minus 2 is 3, what?
Then squared.
Then squared, and that's 9. And a times 9 is 9a. Okay? 5 minus 2 is 3, squared is 9, a times 9 is 9a. So minus 3, 5 minus 3 is 8. This is 9a. And 8 divided by 9 is 8 ninths.
Wait, what? Give me this one.
What's that?
How'd you get 8 ninths? 8 divided by 9.
What he said.
Because we had 9a, so we had to get a alone, so we divided it by 9. So if you divide the 8 by 9.
If you divide 8 over 9.
Well, you could write it as a
You
decimal.
can make it a decimal, I don't care. I just leave it as 8 ninths. You know what 11 divided by 19 is?
So you could
11 19ths. I just leave it as
Whoa.
Like that.
Sure.
You don't have to change
Now, if it
it.
was 8 tenths, I'd probably take a point off. Why would I not like 8 tenths?
Because we didn't divide by 10. Oh, you mean because we can simplify.
You didn't simplify it. You can't simplify 8 ninths. Now, if you're going, well, yeah, you can get a decimal. That's not any simpler. It's a different form.
It's harder if it's in decimal.
Yeah. Like I said, you know what 34 divided by 38 is? 34 38ths. Okay, just leave it as a fraction. Now, if it was 20 over 4, then you should say what? Not 20 over 4, you should say 5. not to be sarcastic, you know when you simplify things? When you can, okay? That's what math is. Here's something complicated, make it simpler.
I don't
Okay.
know, I feel like we're taking complicated things and just
Nah,
doing complicated things.
nah.
That's how I feel.
Just
about
make
it now.
Yeah.
They're not problems, they're just complications.
Okay, number 17. Okay, x-intercepts are 8 and 2, and it passes through the point 3, 10. Okay, so our equation, this time we're not going to use vertex form because we don't know the vertex. However, let's go back to Friday. You guys should be able to tell me something about the vertex if the intercepts are 8 and 2.
It's in between.
Yeah, do better than just in between.
Directly in the middle.
Yeah.
So do what?
But,
How do you find the middle of two things?
you should try it.
You add
Add 'em up.
by 2.
Five.
So 8 and 2 is?
9, 10.
The answer is
10.
five.
Divided by 2 is?
5.
So the vertex is 5
Something.
something, okay, but we don't need to actually do that. So we just said a minute ago, vertex form is opposite same. Intercept form is opposite opposite. So both of them start out with y equals a parenthesis. They both do, okay? Now the intercepts are 8 and 2. We're going to write x what? Negative 8, and then x negative 2. But it goes through the point 310. Again, depending on what I plug in for a, my intercepts are not going to change. There'll be different parabolas, but the intercepts are not going to change. So we plug in 3 for x and 10 for y. So 10 equals a times 3 minus 8 times 3 minus 2. So 10 equals a times negative 5 times 1. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. 10 equals negative 5a. We just took 1 times negative 5, that's negative 5. Times a is negative 5a. Divide negative 5. A is 10 divided by negative 5, which is negative 2. So y equals negative 2. X minus 8. X minus 2. Question on that one. Now be careful when we get to 18, 19, and 20. It says find a linear or a quadratic model or neither, okay? Now, I do every year I say this, and every year there's 1 or 2 students that do this. They go, oh, number 18, it's, they'll put down linear and that's it. You need to find the model. Don't just put linear. If it's linear, tell me the linear model. If it's quadratic, find the quadratic model. If it's neither, you just put neither, then you're done. You gotta show how you got neither though. Question?
On the last one,
Mhm.
is it when you plug in the x-intercepts, it's opposite?
Yep. Opposite, opposite. Okay?
Yeah, you did.
All right. So on number 18. So we have x, y, and there's gonna be 3 of these type questions, okay? They're not necessarily in this order though. 0, 1, 2, 4. And then what? 20, 40, 80. 160, 320. Okay, so how are we gonna find a model first? What's our first thing we do? This is the last section that we covered. You guys remember what we do? One word. We subtract. Big minus little,
Right.
right minus left. 40 minus 20 is 20. 80 minus 40 is 40. 160 minus 80 is 80. 320 minus 160 is 160. Is it linear?
No,
No, why?
because it's not the first
Those numbers what?
degree.
The numbers aren't the same. It's not first degree because the numbers aren't the same. So we do it again. 40 minus 20 is 20. 80 minus 40 is 40. We'll hold that thought. 160 minus 80 is 80.
Oh,
Is it secondary? Is it quadratic?
no.
So the answer for this particular question is it linear? No.
Neither.
Is it quadratic? No. It's neither. Now listen very carefully.
Shouldn't it be the
How do I
degree?
show my work? I just did. I just showed my work, okay? By doing the subtraction, okay? It's neither,
Would it
okay?
not be third
And that problem's done. If you simply put neither down and don't show any work at all, I'm not gonna give you much credit. Maybe 1 point out of 5, maybe, if it's right, okay? But you gotta show me by subtraction, okay? Now, be careful here, okay? There is a model, but it's not linear or quadratic, okay?
And-
I heard somebody say there's no model or there's no solution. Yeah, there is. For this particular question, the answer is no, none of them.
Can we get a
Okay.
calculator on this test?
Yeah, you can use a calculator. All right, number 19. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The backwards.
And what? 11, 15, 19, 23. 27, I think. Okay, so we start this one out the same way again. We subtract. 15 minus 11 is 4. 19 minus 15 is 4. 23 minus 19 is 4.
Thank you.
27 minus 23 is 4.
Let's-
Now, nobody's asked me this yet, but usually a student will say, what if some of them are the same, but the other ones won't be, okay? I'm not gonna make up a problem like that, okay? So is it linear, is it first degree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's linear. Are we done?
No.
No.
Direct.
I'm not just asking, is it linear? I'm saying, if it's linear, tell me the model. Now, watch carefully, because at this point, you really shouldn't have to show any work. You should be able to tell me the answer right now, okay? So we're gonna put y equal, what's our equation of a line? Y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. And looking at the information, you should be able to tell me what b is right now.
4. Oh, no.
No,
0.
B, 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 B.
11.
11. B is always 0, whatever that is. So y equals mx plus 11. And m, we also have written down there 4. 4x plus 11. 4 is your rate of change. Your slope is, that's what slope is, your rate of change. Y equals 4x plus 11. Okay. So one of them was super easy. One was not that much tougher. You probably guess what number 20 is.
Hard.
Harder one. Does that mean number 20 on the test is going to be the hard one? Not necessarily. Okay? But there's going to be one of them, I'll tell you right now, there's going to be one that's linear, one that's none, and one that's a quadratic. They're not necessarily in that order, though, okay? All right, number 20. Make sure my computer's still working while I get ready to do this one. There we go, we're still good. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 4. 7, 10, 15, 22, 31. Okay, so again, we still subtract. We do 10 minus 7 is 3, 15 minus 10 is 5, 22 minus 15 is 7, 31 minus 22 is 9. It's not linear, because the first time we went through it, they weren't the same. So we do it again. 5 minus 3 is 2, 7 minus 5 is 2, 9 minus 7 is 2. It is second degree, it is a quadratic, because the second time we did it, the numbers were the same. And again, I'm not just asking, is it a quadratic? I'm asking, if it's a quadratic, tell me what the model is. Actually, tell me what the model is, the quadratic model for that data. So, are we going to write y equals mx plus b? We're going to write ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. It's easier if you put y at the end. You don't have to, but it's just easier if you put equals y. Looks like there's 3 unknowns, a, b, and c. There's really only 2. Which do we know, a, b, or c? C is what? C is 7. Okay, so we have a and b that we need to find. We have 2 unknowns, so we need 2 equations. So we need 2 points. We could use any of these points up here except for 0, 7, because we've already used 0, 7 right there.
1, 10, 2.
I'm going to take 110, then later on 215. Those are the smallest numbers, so those are generally the easier numbers. So we plug in 1 for x and 10 for y. If I plug in 1, 1 squared is 1 times a is a, plus, plug in 1 for x here, 1 times b is b, plus 7 equals the y value of 10.
That's just 1A and 1B. So you've
Yeah, if you want to put 1s in front, you can. If it's easier for you to put 1s in them, I just leave them as a plus b. And before I move on to the next one, I'm going to make this a little nicer. I'm going to subtract 7 each side. So a plus b equals 3. I'm going to circle that. You can't solve that, though, not yet, because we have 2 variables. Okay? So we do the same thing with 215. Plug in 2 for x. 2 squared is 4 times a is a. Plus, plug in 2 for x here. 2 times b is 2b. plus 7 equals 15 this time. And again, let's clean this up a little bit. Let's subtract 7 each side. Do that, we have 4a plus 2b equals 15 minus 7, which is 8. I'm going to stack these on top of each other. A plus b is 3. And 4a plus 2b is 8. 4a plus 2b equals 8. We could add them up right now. We're not gonna, because nothing's gonna cancel. So what do you guys suggest we do? One of two things. Any ideas? Could multiply, yes sir.
The b by -2.
Just b?
The whole thing.
Both equations, all of them?
No, just the top.
The top one by -2, or we could times the top one by -4, whichever you want to do. -2 to get rid of the b's, -4 to get rid of the a's. I'm going to times by -2. So -2 times a is -2a. -2 times b is -2b. Don't forget to times 3 by -2. Get -6. Then we have 4a plus 2b is 8. The a's add up to 2a. The b's are gone. -6 and 8 is 2. Divide 2. A is 2 divided by 2, which is, and don't make a mistake, there's some students who go, 2 divided by 2, that's 0. No, it's not, it's 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to show any work. If A is 1, and I use this equation, 1 plus 2 gives you 3. Okay, I didn't show work there. Is everybody good with that? A is 1, I use this equation. They have to add up to 3. If A is 1, B is 2. So A x squared, which was 1, you don't need to put the 1 there. You can, you don't need to. B is 2. 2x plus 7. Question on this? Okay, that's your test, okay? But basically, I mean, this is not the test, but it's very, very, very similar to it, okay? Okay, you get the rest of the hour. You know, work on an assignment that's not turned in yet. If you haven't turned it in yet, you can study a little bit. Tomorrow, again, when you walk into class, I'm just going to say, here it is. Can you work on this together tomorrow?
All we have to do is find A and B for 20.
Well, as long as you know that I told you C. Yeah, as long as you remember that, and I will give you C. I will give you 0 something. Okay. So again, tomorrow, can you work on this together?
Yeah.
You can, but if you need help from somebody else, that tells you better study it on your own Wednesday. Okay. So, all right, rest of the time's yours, guys. Use your time wisely.